welcome to Spiritually Empowered. I'm Tara Diana. This is the place where you come to get a little bit of something inspiring, a little bit of motivation, some movement. We work with spirit through the whole event. I'd like to introduce my moderator, my super girl, the one with the most beautiful hair, Sammy. Sammy is my moderator. She's my gal. If you need anything, I am turning off the chats because we all know how I get sidetracked like a squirrel. So close. And that's out of there. Welcome, everyone. I see lots of familiar faces. Sophie, I don't recognize you, but welcome to my space. I'm super glad to have you here, beautiful. Spirit loves everyone, and so do I. So we are here and we are ready to go. I see lots of my people, my Marnies and my Cindy. Cindy and I spent some time together today, which was beautiful. I had a full day, everyone, of messages at Serendipity. So I was sold out, so I loved it. And I raced home here so I could do this, and here we are, and we're talking about the good vibes today. This is what we're talking about, and I want to do a shout out to all the beautiful souls out in Facebook land there. And yeah, hey guys, thank you for joining us. I know you're either watching this in the Spirit Essence Collective or you're watching this on the business page, wherever you are. I'm super glad you're here, and I know Sammy's going to connect with you. And if you do want to jump on the Zoom, you guys, lots of interaction with the Zoom, then for real, go into the collective or on the business page, and I've got the links there for you to jump in on this. So we are here and we are ready to go. And I just put you onto gallery so I could see all your lovely faces, and I feel more connected that way when I do the work with spirit. So let's talk a little bit about feeling the good feels, feeling the good vibes, why it's so important to assess ourselves when we are doing any kind of self-care, self-love work. But specifically, let's talk about the power of three. So the power of three is the collaboration, and we talk about it all the time because it's vital to our spirit and human well-being. So what is it? Collaboration, the melding, the blending of the body, mind, and spirit. And I'm not going to go into how it works because we've done it 1,000 times, and I'm sure people get tired of hearing it. But basically, you have to have all three of them working together to really be at your highest and best. And what does the spirit want us to be? Our highest and best. Why does spirit want us to be our highest and best? Because they want to see us succeed. That's it. They want to see us succeed. And to see us succeed, they give us the tools to work with. So why are we talking about the good vibes? Because everyone can relate to that right now. Right now, it's all about the vibe. It's all about what you're feeling. What are you feeling? And assessing it. So if you are feeling off, you need to figure out why. Don't sit in that, and don't be okay with it. Can I say that? There's a lot of people out there, they're like, own your stuff. I am fully in that. Own your shit, guys. Own it. Validate it and get rid of it. Right? Don't carry it. Don't be like, oh, this defines me. I'm going to become, because you do this, you start to shrink in yourself. So emotions and that mental kind of state is so important because it's what radiates out from you. Right? When we're doing the work, it's all moving out, and you want to be in that space where you can be like, no, you want to be in that space where you're like, okay, I feel off. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to see why I feel off. Assessing yourself is something that should be done easily and effortlessly once you get used to it. How many of you believe that it's easier to sit in a crappy energy than it is to sit in a powerful energy? It actually is. It actually is. You have to teach yourself how to sit in your power. You have to teach yourself how to take the good and not get caught up in the bad. Now, only one person raised their hands, and Janine did a, yeah, kind of. And so I want to explain this to you. The good vibes are not only what we receive from people, but it's what we put out. So where do the good vibes come from if we are focusing on our inner self? Right? If we're thinking, okay, what am I putting out? Like when I saw Cindy today, I was putting out all the good vibes. I was like, yes, I'm super excited to see her, super happy she had come into my space. It was good stuff. So where does that good stuff come from, though? From your inner self, right? From your inner energetic self. You have to feel good. So I'm pointing at my heart, which is only a part of it, but it's really up here. right? It's really up here. So if you're not feeling that good vibe, you're not going to give out that good vibe. And you may be the best faker out there. You may be able to put on that smiley face. We've all done it. We've all done it and walked into a room and been like, but most people are natural born readers, right? We all know that we're psychics and we're mediums. So we can all read people. How do you think when you walk into a room and someone's like off and you're like, ooh, this room feels heavy. You may not use words like toxic. You may not use words like negative, but you'll go in there and you'll be like, oh. And all of a sudden, you'll just get that damper. What you do with that is up to you. So there's lots of people that can go into a room, me for one, that can go into the room and be like, yeah, right, Sammy, cut the tension with a knife. So you can go into that room and I can be like, oh, okay, this is some interesting energy we have going on here. And I have two things I can do with that. I can let it affect me, right? So I can be like, okay, so I wonder how this is going to go now. I wonder, oh, you know, I'm not sure I want to talk to anyone. I'm not sure I'm going to have as much fun as I thought. All of a sudden, these thoughts start going in your head. Very human, very common. Everyone can say they don't do that, but they all do. And then, or I can choose this. Okay, I let that go. It's not mine. It's not mine. You know what? I'm here to have a good time. I'm here to hang out with Sophie and Janine and Carol and Herbinder and have a good time. So anything else that's going on, it's not mine. So you change, not your vibe, because you came in with a good vibe. You change what's going on around you. You assess the situation and you got rid of what was happening. You came in with that good, I'm here to have fun. I don't know what we're doing, friends, but we're going to have a good time. And you kept that. You kept that vibe. Now, if, you know, Joe Blow came into that party and didn't want to have a good time, hey, not much we can do about that. As long as we make sure we don't take on his vibe. So the assessing of who's around you. Think about all the different, you know, workplaces, family, your kids come home from school and something's happened. All these things are issues that can affect us in our space. Your spouse has a bad day at work. You know, your dog has a bad day, right? Something happens, their tummy's upset, they stepped onto something, you know, all sorts of things. Those things are other people's vibes. Those aren't ours. So when you can assess where the energy is shifting for you, when you can do that, you're in control. You're empowered, babies. You are empowered and you're at your highest and best. When it's yourself, when it's your inner stuff that's affecting, so you're putting it out there, you have to do the work on the inside. And you can do that really quickly. You can literally say, I have to change my energy, even if it's just for a moment. And listen to me for a second when I say this. Things can happen that affect us in our inner selves. They can happen in a moment. It can be completely what's the word I'm looking for? It just happened, you know, you're unexpected, right? So you go in there and something's happened and now you're in this whole place and there's all these people around you and you're sitting in this beautiful energy and you're like, okay, I'm feeling kind of freaked out and something's wrong. I don't feel good. I'm sad. I'm sorrow. Maybe you got a text. Maybe you got, I don't know. It doesn't matter. So you can shift that energy so that others don't feel it. And when you shift that energy, you do one of two things. You can simply say, I'm going to allow myself to let this go for now, to let it go. And that means you are actually letting it go, boo-boos. You are like sending it away and you will address it later. So you've cleared your space. Okay. So you've cleared your space. That's not faking it. I want to make sure that everyone knows that. It's not faking it. It is you taking control of the situation of your inner mental and emotional. And you are saying, not today, or not in this moment. I was going to say, not today, Satan, but that's not what we're talking about. Not in this moment. Not in this moment. We're going to move this out of my space so I can conduct business. I can conduct whatever it is I'm meant to do. Right? Do it in my highest and best space. And I will deal with that emotional and mental when I need to. Or you can literally kick it to the wind and say, not mine, not dealing with it. It's not, I don't need it. I can't. I can't put this out there for anyone because I don't need it. I highly recommend learning how to move energy through you so that you can assess your emotions with a thought. You can move them out of the space quickly, knowing that you can come back to them. That is the first option to me, is the very best option. Great question, Sophie. I see it. I'm not supposed to look, but I see it. And here's what I'm going to say to you. Moving energy comes from, and I'm going to take you through that journey. Okay. I'm going to take you through that journey in a second, but moving that energy is from a place of mental and emotional trust. So some people have to vision it, right? You have to envision the actual energy moving through you. And remember, you have a whole 7-point chakra system within you that you get to use and align and reconnect. So if I was going to move the energy of an emotion, I would do one of two things. Actually, I keep saying one of two things. I would do two things. And those two things would be this. I would connect my third eye, expand it so that I could feel, see, and know. I don't really think you need to smell or taste your emotions. I'm pretty sure you don't. So I would use those three. You don't want to hear it either. You just want to have that tangible. So you want to see it. You know, a vision. What am I seeing? What chakra? Let me know. Let me know. Open up. What am I getting? Ha ha. I just saw the post and went ha ha. Okay, this chat thing is really not for me, dear friends. Okay, Vanessa's going to have to cut that out for me when this goes on YouTube, or they're going to think I'm actually whack. Okay, so you want to envision, or you want to feel, or you want to just know. It's a point of how much do you trust the work that you're doing with spirit? How much, guys, are you trusting the work you're doing with yourself? How much do you trust yourself in your spirit space? And then, Sophie, it would be a movement. It would be literally, I am shifting. It would be a thought. That's where people get really caught up in themselves, is when they're all like, okay, so I'm seeing red, I'm seeing violet, I'm seeing these, I'm going to move it through. No, everyone should start working in that place of power that comes from, I trust, I know, so it is. Boom, boom, boom. I trust, I know, and so it is. And you shift the energy. If you are unversed in chakras or energy work, or if you're still learning how to trust the idea that we have this universal energy around us that wants to work us, we have dimensions that want to work with us, we have all of this, it's harder. You know, someone sent me a message in the Spirit Essence Collective, and they were like, you know what, we were talking about this, and they said that's easier said than done for some people, and that's true. So you have to be in a certain state, but the more you believe in the work you're doing, the more you trust, the more you see the outcome of the work you're doing. Oh baby, it's easy. You just go in there and you're just like, okay, I trust this process, and move it out. The whole goal of assessing who's around you and then being able to assess yourself as well is so that you do not sit in energy that does not work for you. And just because it's so much easier to assess other people, right? It's so much easier to say, okay, who's got the bad? Oh, you got the bad energy, so I'm going to stay over here, or I'm going to put my white light around me, or the violet flame of 𝐔𝐸𝐬𝐻, or whatever, bubble wrap, all those things. You're going to put that around you, but it's much harder to go within yourself and say, okay, I'm having a moment. I'm having a moment. Can I have this moment right now? Can I have this moment right now? Likely not. If you can, that's great. Then you can work through it in a whole variety of ways that, you know, whatever tools you use to make it work. But if you can't have this moment, then you want to be able to shift it out of your space for now, knowing that you can bring it back to deal with when you are in the right space. When you are in the right space. And sometimes your humanness will just not allow it to happen. Because remember, what's my key phrase? We are spirit having a human experience. And sometimes we can't act fast enough in a situation. I'm going to share a story really quick before we go into the meditation. And this story is going to make you laugh so hard. I'm not kidding you. So I have 3 dogs, and this is when I just had 1 dog, and her name is Cookie, and she is old, and she's chunkamunka, and she is my soul spirit dog. She's just so important to me. She's a dachshund cross, so she's low to the ground, but she's really fluffy. She's a very cute dog. So before I got the other dogs, I was walking Cookie one day. We literally went 2 houses down, and she darted in. She was on leash, and she darted into these bushes. Okay, she darted into the bushes. She made kind of a barking, weird noise. So I pulled her out really quickly, and she instantly started to throw up, like just started to throw up. And so I lost my ever-loving mind. Like a psycho, my friends, and I say that with love. I started screaming that she'd been poisoned, that the neighbor had put poison into their bushes, and that Cookie was, I called my sister, and Cookie just kept vomiting and vomiting. And so I called my sister who lived across the street, and she ran over, and we stuck Cookie in the car, and we ran to my vet, who literally is 2 blocks away from us. But he, of course, it was a Sunday, so he wasn't in. So we called him. He raced over, and I'm sobbing, and Cookie's sick, and all this. And I went to the door, and I banged on the door before my sister came, and they weren't home. Thank you, sweet goddess, they weren't home. Thank you. I cannot express that enough. And I was like losing it. And the vet comes out, and he's this super Dr. Mann, Edmund Street Animal Hospital has always been good to me. He came out, and he's like, and he's sniffing her. And I'm like, what are you doing? I thought she smelled like turpentine. Okay. But she smelled like a skunk, and she had got skunked. But I went from 0 to 60, that she was poisoned, that someone left an empty thing of turpentine. It was so embarrassing. That's what I mean when you don't have any control whatsoever over your human emotion. I was like a lunatic. And so there he is out in his parking lot washing her face, as I had lost it. It is a funny story when you think about it, because I didn't have any control. I thought Cookie was dying. And I really thought she was dying, because I'd never had to deal with that before. I'd never seen her get sick, like instant sick. So obviously she got it right in the face, right? Took us like weeks to get that smell out of her. My husband's still mad at me to this day. But you know, I couldn't react. There was no calming me down. So there's always going to be those moments where you have a Cookie moment, and it's embarrassing, and you're grateful that the neighbors didn't come to the door and you accuse them of poisoning your dog. and you have those moments. So energetically we assess, and the stronger you become. I cannot say that I would still not do that exact thing if Cookie got sprayed. I'm pretty honest with you guys. I would probably do the exact same thing. But the point being is that be okay with your humanness as well. Become empowered and take control of your space, for sure, right? Your inner self. But know that you're always going to have those human moments, and give yourself grace for them. I can't stop thinking of it. I was so mortified. I just have to say that. So now what I want to do, guys, though, is I want to take you on that journey, so you know what it feels like to assess. You know what it feels like to go into that moment. So it's 5 minutes tops, I think we'll do of that. So close your eyes. If you want to turn off your screens, turn off your screens, as long as you are able to come back to the space. Sammy, let's have that moment. Let's fall into that space of just comfort and ease. I want you to allow yourself to just relax, however that looks to you. I want you to know that you are just going to find peace right now. Let your body relax, your muscles, feel your shoulders kind of slump. Allow yourself to breathe in through the nose and release through the mouth. And again, breathe in and out. Allow your breathing to return to normal, to a normal space and just sit in your comfort and ease. I want you to allow your third eye, the chakra right between your brows, to expand however you feel it. Maybe you see a third eye actually opening. Maybe you feel it like a band widening. But I want you to allow that third eye to heighten your senses, specifically your sight, your knowing, and your feeling. Allow it to open, expand. I see, I feel, I know. I see, I feel, I know. Breathe in and breathe out. Now I want you to envision around yourself a beautiful purple haze all around you, above, below, side to side. This is your clairvoyance. This is where you would be assessing the energy around you. Others, some call this aura readings, but you are looking at the energy around other people through your purple haze, your heightened third eye sight. And in this, you would be drawn to where the energy would be fluctuating. So the person across the room or the person beside you, whomever it is that has the energy that you feel you need to be assessing, because your vibe is not on, this is where you're looking. This is where you're trusting. Do you see an energy wave? Are you just drawn to look at a person in particular? The visual. Don't overthink it. You're just going to allow it to happen. And then, once you realize who it is, you don't need to know why. You don't need to know why. And maybe you don't see, but you look at this person and you know. You're still using the visual. That's why you've got the third eye open, the visual, the sight. So you're drawn. Maybe you don't see their vibration shifting. Maybe you don't see their color, but you trust. Your claircognizance is top notch on this. You know it like you know your name, that this individual or individuals or situations is causing you to not be in that high vibing energy. And maybe you feel it. Still the visual. You're still going to have the visual, right? You're being drawn to that, let's call it a thing, person, animal, place. And you're being drawn to it, and you're feeling it. And you feel that this person is not at their highest and best right now. And we don't judge. We are not here to judge why they are in that space. What we're doing is we're assessing so that we don't become drawn in to their energy. We don't need it. We don't want it. We carry our own baggage. But what we can do is we can send love and light to them. No matter how uncomfortable they are making us feel, we are powerful enough in ourselves, and we have plenty of love and light to share, to send it to them. To send it to them, to transform and transmute what they're sending to you and send it back as the love and light. And to send it back with love and that light. And know that they are receiving it from your heart. Now, when we assess ourselves, when we open our third eye for ourselves, it's the same technique. You literally open your third eye, heighten your senses, trust that you are doing the work. Practice makes perfect. And you heighten. And here you can even use hearing, clairaudience. And you assess your emotional balance. What needs to shift in the moment? Or does it? Can you deal with it? Can you literally work through it right now? If you can, this is the perfect time to be journaling. This is the perfect time to be open to Spirit's words, their guidance, their tools. Ask to be shown. Write it down. Trust what you get. If it's not the right time, if it's not the moment, what do? You simply say, I am moving this out of my space, knowing that I will come back and deal with it when I'm ready. Do you see what we've done there? Can you feel that? You have taken it and moved it away, acknowledging that you are not burying this. You are not hiding this. You have every intention of dealing with this. That's empowerment. That is control. So I want you to simply come back now. I want you to close that third eye. I want you to allow yourself to feel in the moment. I want you to allow yourself the grace of knowing that you have all the ability to ask Spirit for the guidance, the love, the light, the tools that you need to be walking around in the good vibes. You want to be able to sit in your power. When you're ready, just simply come back to the room. So here's the deal. The good vibes is everything. Welcome, Cynthia. I snuck her in, Sammy, while we were all meditating, because I can do that. So all the good vibes. When we are sitting in positive energy, it is so much power that we can give it easily. It's just like pheromones that go all around us. And so we start affecting people. So when people come to me and they're like, hey, Tara, I'm feeling lost, or I'm feeling low, or I'm feeling like, a lot of anger. First thing I say to them is, can we deal with it right now? Is this yours or is this someone else's? Right? Is this yours? Do you know if it's yours? Or do we have to deal with someone else's stuff? And you know that I would say to you, 7 times out of 10, it's someone else's stuff we have to deal with. Someone has hurt you. Someone has done something that has caused you to feel out of your feels. And we have to address it and look at that. And then we go into releasing, right? Release, release, release. But I want to make it very clear, you guys. I want to make it so clear, like, damn, I want to make it clear that when you go into that space, when you're assessing your inner self, and I said to you, is it now? Can we assess it now? Or do we have to let it go for a bit? You're not burying it. You're not saying, well, I'm going to deal with this later. Yeah, you are. But later is like not like 10 years down the road, sweet friends. It's maybe, an hour, maybe it's even a day, but you don't want to leave it so long that it becomes kind of like this little thing in your heart that you never dealt with, that you go back and you remember, right? We do past life work. What happens? Well, this way, oh my goodness, holy crow. We didn't deal with that? No, you didn't deal with that. So you want, hello, pussycat. You want it to literally be dealt with in a timely manner. You want to remove it from your space. If it's not the right time, again, no problem. Be in control. Move it along, but bring it back as soon as you can and deal with it. Because you don't want to be doing past life work every time you have a new life, right? You don't want to have to go back and keep going, oh my God, I didn't deal with this. And oh my goodness, I didn't handle that. And it's good for Marnie and I when we do Akashic records and whatnot, but with all due respect, it is powerful to be able to shift it out of your space. It is disempowering to shift it out and not handle it at all. And believe me, you'll be coming for therapy with me. Okay, so let's move into a little bit of upliftment. I want to talk a little bit about empowerment messages for people. I want to kind of showcase what you know, what to do with the good vibes. You know what to do when someone comes in your space. You know why you walk into a room and you're like, damn, what the heckity heck is going on here? Who needs this? Right? And you know what? So many times people do this to me. They come and they call me after Christmas parties and they're like, you aren't going to believe what, they don't tell me what happened. They tell me how they felt. Oh, it was this, Tara, immediately. And I'm feeling out of my power. And I'll be like, oh, okay, let's breathe. That's why I said to you, I would even go as far as saying 8 times out of 10, it's someone else's stuff that you've picked up and you've carried. One, because you're not empowering yourself by protecting yourself, right? White light, people, white light. I don't care if you are spiritual in the sense of the metaphysical, or if you are religious, as in organized. I always think of organized mafia when I talk about that kind of stuff, but organized religion, it doesn't matter. Or if you're just Joe Blow, who's just walking down the street, you don't want to pick up everyone's stuff. And all the people that have picked up other people's stuff, Sammy, stay with us. All the other people that pick up that stuff, seriously, they're picking it up because they haven't done their job on their own self. Please place the divine white light in and around me all through the day and all through the night. Want to go a step further? You want to be super awesome, not only to yourself, but to those around you? Put the golden sphere around you. All energy, negative energy that comes to me, transforms, transmutes, and sends back as positive, not as negative, as positive. Transform, transmute it to positive, send it back. Remember what I said? Send the person love and light. Love and light. It works every single time. And own your own emotions too, right? Like, just own them. When you're having a moment, people always say to me, if I get flustered with something, when I'm hurrying and I'm trying to put tables together, or I'm trying to organize practitioners or whatever it is, and they're like, oh, calm down, you're fine. I'm like, I need my moment because I'm human. I need my moment. And I don't know anywhere that telling someone to calm down works, people. I'm just going to say that. I don't know anywhere that you go up to someone who's having a moment, you're like, just calm down. pretty sure they are in their heightened human emotion and they're like looking to throat punch you. Just saying. Won't be me because spirit will like control me, but I'm just saying. Choose your words carefully when you're dealing with someone that you can tell is heightened. If you're an empath, you're going to seriously want to white light yourself all day, every day, because other people's emotions don't work with you. They just don't. They don't. They never bring something to the table. Even happiness can be overwhelming. You know, someone's super happy, super joyous. It can shift all sorts of feelings and emotions in you. So checking out who's vibing with you, how you're vibing, and assessing accordingly, all the good stuff comes to you. You're in control, and being in control is everything. And it is, because the more that you feel empowered, the easier you have things happen with you. You'll always do the hard work, guys. You'll always do it. But isn't it nicer to know that the hard work can like be less hard? I don't want to say easier. I just want to say to you, because hard work is hard work, but it doesn't have to be like mind-blowing, like devastating work if you have the ability to shift the energies around you. And we all do. If you don't know how to do it, learn it. There's lots of great practitioners out there. And I also want to say this. Remember that a good practitioner will always tell you that you are capable. Because you are. The moment someone says, no, this isn't for you, then you have to assess that energetically. And I mean assess it, because it might not be for you, but you have to come to that decision. Them saying it to you and you going by what they're saying, no go, no gain. Now, if they say it, now you can think about it and be like, oh, you know what? I really don't resonate with this. That's okay. But don't make decisions based on what other people tell you you should do. Oh, Marnie, that's a horrible thing. I just told you a whole thing. But anyway, you get my whole point. Don't let other people bring the bad mojo to you. You want the good mojo. You want the good stuff. So if someone says you can't do something and you feel that you can't do it, and at a real level, you're like, no, that doesn't feel good to me, then that's okay. But if you're like, no, I'm going to give this a shot, I'll prove to myself whether I can or can't, that's the way to go. Yeah, this is, it says tender embrace. This is very important. I love this card because this card really gives me the sensation, oh, look at me blocking my face, really gives me the sensation of you coming to, I want to say, how do I say this? I want to say it right. I feel like this is an amalgamation of commitments to you and from you. So I feel as though there is so much growth in this card, but it's coming from a place when spirit's connecting with you. They're like, okay, boo, you know what you're doing. You really know what you're doing. And so you now need to find the right people to lift that vibration up. Oh, hello, friend. To lift that vibration up and to really raise your energy. You are not about to fail in any way, shape, or form. And anyone that knows me knows that when I give readings, I give the good, the bad, and the ugly. So this is a power card for you because you are meeting the right people and doing the right work. But also, I want to say to you, honey, something about a relationship coming together that feels like it's like, I keep going like this, Cynthia. I keep feeling like you are in your power right now. And anyone that comes into your space needs to be able to match your power. Does that make sense to you, love? I have another card to keep going. Then Jeanette from Facebook. Okay. And the other card I got for you is the Oracle gift. And I'm holding it upside down because I'm that kind of person. So this is the Oracle gift. This card means everything. So attached to this card about your collaborations, about the different people coming to your life. And this again, I don't want to say that online. Okay, I'm going to say it online. Are you ready? You have done the hard work that we've all been talking about. You do it differently than what Spirit and I do. But what you're bringing forward, there is people that need to hear your voice and they need to hear it louder. And you are considered the gift. It's you that's the gift. This is important for you to know. This is important for you to know and to embrace it, and then to go wild and crazy with it, girl. Like, seriously, if you don't like what someone's doing, get rid of it. If you feel like this is resonating, then you're going to up the game. And upping the game right now feels good. It feels like, yes, look at different directions. Be careful who you are giving your time to. And I feel that with my heart. So if someone is coming along and they're like, damn, this is how it goes, and you're like, oh, okay, and they resonate this much with you, I would step out. Okay, I would just step out of it and just be like, you know what, we'll come back at a later date, maybe, or maybe not. This is a great reading for you because I feel it's empowering. And everyone knows that I like empowerment readings more than I like non-empowerment readings. So I'm going to leave that with you, because I could go on forever and ever and do other cards for you. So who am I next, Sammy? You tell me, baby. You're welcome, beautiful.
All right, we've got a little bit of a list here. So we just did Cynthia, right? So next is Jeanette from Facebook. She's just wondering if there's any messages for her.
She didn't ask for a card or anything?
Not
But I'm just going to go into mediumship with her, if that's okay.
Sounds great.
Jeanette Levy, there is a lovely woman in spirit coming through for you, please. I feel like she's been gone for a little while, not a super long time. When she comes through, I get the sensation, I want to call her Auntie. I want to say Auntie with her, please. And when she's coming through, she's telling me, first of all, she's telling me that you are a very kind person. And she's saying that everyone knows that, but she's saying that you were kind to her. Do you understand that, please? That you were good to her. And she would have died as an elder, please. And she's saying that she wants to come through and she wants to remind you that there are moments about to come up for you. She says where the change that you need feels as though it is not happening, but she says, no, that's not true. You must remember, please, Auntie's saying this, that you must remember that they are all happening in sequence. I also want to say to you that I feel as though there is a move. I know that you are looking for a move, or maybe you've moved, but anyway, there is a move that's coming. And when it comes, she wants you to be a little bit fussy in where you're going. She wants you to feel fussy with it. That's just so important that you get that fuss on. I don't know where I come up with this stuff. I swear there's a comedian in my head. But anyway, she wants you to know that, sweetie. Also to tell you, please, that sometimes when things are lost and they're not found, we have to be okay with it. As sad as it is, we have to be okay with it. But also to know that sometimes they are gone for just a period of time and they will show up again. And I feel like that might have to do with the little dog. Okay, sweetie.
Got Tammy up next.
This is interesting. A tall tale. I don't know why I keep putting it over my head. A tall tale. Here's what I get with this card. And this is going to be a little more mediumship than maybe you're anticipating. But this tells me that the work is moving forward. Do you understand that, please? And again, they're saying that don't tell yourself a story that you don't want to hear. Don't tell yourself a story you don't want to hear. Change your narrative, boo. Instead, go into that space that I am beautiful, I am powerful, I am strong, I am well. You sink back into those spaces. Every time you disappear from me, Tammy, I feel like we have to start over again. Stop disappearing, boo-boo. Come back to the space. Here's my thing. I know that over the course of the next 4 months, you're going to have the upliftment that you really need. I want you to hear me out here. You really need. And need, to me, I watched this whole lady do this whole thing on one of those things I was talking about earlier about how need is a terrible word. Hell no, need is a power word. You need, it's not desperate. It's only desperate if you make it desperate. Love the woman, didn't resonate with the message. You need the upliftment. You need it. You're not desperate, boo. You're not defined by your emotions and feelings unless you want to be. So look for that person to come into your space. Look for the group of people that are going to fill your soul, right? The group of people. Come on freaking Sunday night to the church and let Lynn and I, we're doing angelic stuff. Let us do the work and come and have fun. It's not like a service. You get to interact with us and hang out and feel the energies. Come and have fun. The fun in your life is what makes you feel sad because it's missing. I don't feel it's terrible though. And this is it. Tammy, you've come a long way, girlfriend, a long way. And you don't own that the way I need you to. I need you to now. I'm desperate because I need you to own it. Do you understand that? I know that there is stable loving energy for you. And I know it's not all from me. I know it's going to be from someone that will fill your heart, fill your soul, and you will get that. Please trust me on this. Was it just me, or did Tammy's whole energy go dark? Oh, and there she's bright again. Did you guys, is that just me, or was it? Okay.
We have an update from Jeanette. The dog is unfortunately still missing, but she said that the reading was bang on.
Okay. Okay. Auntie loves you. and I'm still working on the dog thing. I'm not one of those mediums that does missing people. I do, but I don't consciously do it because I usually find it, oh, you're welcome, gorgeous. I usually find it very daunting for me. So I find it very hard work, and I find like it doesn't come naturally. As a natural born medium, messages of empowerment, messages from loved ones, closure in that sense comes easier to me than it does, you know, when the police reach out or bands reach out to me. I find it very complicated, and I find that I can not remove my human emotion easily enough. So I take things on, right? I take things on, and even though I'm very good at placing the white light around me. Remember, we still have human stuff. So all the things like the shootings that are happening in Burnaby and stuff, like those are my son's friends. You know, people that he knows. Yeah, and that's really hard. So I just move away from it all. Okay, who's next? Who wants my love?
Yeah, we've got Anna, and she would love some mediumship.
Oh, okay. First, I'm watching your face, Anna. Do you want mediumship?
Yes, I do, but Sophie's before me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
That was so sweet of you. Hello, Sophie. Aww. Sophie wanted a card though, didn't you, Soph? Or did you want mediumship? I got to learn to read lips.
Sorry, I just unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I wouldn't mind medium actually. If that's possible.
So I'd like to bring through a man for you, please, if you don't mind. I feel like this man is someone that goes back 2 generations, and I say 2 generations because he doesn't feel like father to me. Do you understand? So this feels more like a grandfather energy, please. I do feel father's side of the family though, and I want to say that to you, please. And when it comes to, he's got a bit of a strong presence. So do you have a grandfather in spirit, please?
Yes.
Dad's side of the family.
Yes.
And would you have known this man, please?
Yes, very much so.
I feel like he's a little bit stubborn. I want to say that to you, please. I feel like when he's coming through, he's very loving. Do not get me wrong. I do not feel that he's not a loving man. I feel like the way he loves is a little bit hard though sometimes, because I feel like the way he expresses himself is complicated. Can you understand that? But when he's coming through in full like support of you, sees you, proud of you, please. Your father's still with us, is he not?
Yes.
Okay. It's funny because he's talking more about you than he is talking about your father. And when I say, well, what about her dad? He says, what about him? And I was like, oh, dear. He says, no, this is for her. And he switches between languages. Can you understand that, please?
Yeah.
So I feel like my guide is doing the English. He's speaking a different language. I'm not attempting it. Just want to say that. He's also telling me that your path that you're on right now has some obstacles. Do you understand that, please? It has obstacles, and you are feeling a little stuck. He says it's like your feet are in mud. Do you understand? And he's showing you lifting your feet up, and he's saying to you, become lighter, remove some of the stuff that's around you. Do you understand that you're holding on to? And then your feet will be easily lifted from this mud. And he says that once you do that, once you see what needs to be removed from your energy, he says, your heart will feel lighter as well. And then it will become easier. Can you understand that, please? And he says to tell you that you are not by yourself in this. He says, you are not by yourself. You have many of us that watch over you, please. And he's to tell you that there is so much for you to do. And I'd like to say something to you, Sophie, please, is that I commented on someone's post the other day, and they were saying something about the struggles and whatnot. And I said, mountains are meant for climbing, because once you get to the top, it's only sunshine and happiness. And I want to send you that. I want to send you the visual that you are on top of your mountain, baby. And you're standing there and you're like, I got this. I don't know how I got here, and it doesn't matter, but I'm here right now, and I want you to sit in your power, and I want I want you to be, Sophie, the goddess that you are. I want you to own it. And if you need anything, and you don't belong to the Spirit Essence Collective, go in there. I have this bevy of beautiful people, practitioners, spiritualists that just want to support. They want to send you love and light. They want to be like, damn, girl, we hear you. We got you. We witness you. And they will. And they'll come in and they'll do this work. And so Grandpa is giving you his love. He's also telling you, he just asked me if I thought you understood his message. And I said, yes. I feel she understands it. I think he was more asking me if I understood him. And it doesn't matter because I have an amazing guide who apparently speaks every language in the whole world. And I'm giving that to you.
Thank you.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
Oh, you are welcome.
That was gorgeous. So
Grandpa's
powerful.
Grandpa's got good energy. Let's go. Okay,
He
now
does.
Anna, can I bring a spirit guide to you, please? Would you be okay with that? I would love to bring your spirit teacher through for you, if you don't mind, please. I feel as though they are coming through with this intense energy that you are about to bang something out. That you are about to bang something out. This tells me that there is power coming to you, like power, like that serious, like I got this shit. Now, the thing is that I want you to trust it.
Okay.
I want you to trust it with every ounce of your being, because 2023, guys, 2023 is an empowerment year. I can say that, Spirit can tell you that, but you got to make it that. And Anna, I feel like there is going to be so much change for you. You're going to feel overwhelmed. Okay.
I already feel overwhelmed.
Okay, so you need to address it, baby boo. We need to figure out what that is, how to shift that energy, how do we shift that energy for you? What do we need to do? You need to hit me up at some point, and we need to figure that out for you, because it's not conducive to what we're going to do. I know that you're going to pass. I know it. But do you know it?
I know it.
Yes.
I believe in it.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you're going to chant it every day until you take the test. Okay. The overwhelmed comes with your mind is overworking things. Yes. Crab legs. Your mind is over. For those of you that don't watch me on a regular basis or participate in other things, that's a whole thing. But Anna, honestly, the guide is telling me that you're picking up your pieces, that you're dusting yourself off, that you're moving forward, that the downloads that are coming to you, if they're feeling overwhelming, you tell them to slow it down, take control, say, hey, too much knowledge, too much wisdom, don't know how to deal with it at the moment, come back to me. Journal your little Badinsky off. You are going to want to have the knowledge to go back and look at. If I was to pull a card, thank you, friend, I'm going to, it's open to discovery, right? Open to discovery. Why am I feeling overwhelmed? And how do I empower myself with that? Empower myself with that. I feel the strength that's within you, and you're doing all the right things. You're doing all the right things. There's no misstep right now. Own it. Bitch, you got this.
Thank you.
You're welcome, gorgeous. I do want to mention something. We are having the summit this weekend. So it's the mini summit you didn't know you needed, which is going to lead, and I'm giving this away here in this group. It's going to lead to a massive program that's been put together that will start in April, which is bringing in experts in all sorts of different modalities, talking about nutrition, talking about how food affects you, talking about Reiki and how energy affects you. But we're talking people, I have people coming from the United States, from the UK, that are going to be doing this. This mini workshop sets you up for it. It's $40 for 6 90-minute sessions. And seriously, you do not want to miss this. And it's recorded, for the love of the great goddess. It's recorded. So if you can't be there, then for the live, you can watch the recording. Don't miss it. If you're not sure of what it is, go to the website, www.spiritessencebytoradiana.com. Check it out. It's the Power of Three Summit, the summit you didn't know you needed. Ricky Avitan, Marnie Banks, Carol Serby, Nancy Brady, It is going to be hardcore. Hey, Janine, Peter's coming. Peter's coming to Ricky's. You still with me, Janine?
Now I am. That's
Peter's coming to
fantastic
both of them.
news.
Yeah, that I feel like we've made the connection.
Oh, fantastic.
Doing the work. Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay, I just wanted to say that. I want to give a couple more messages. Anyone on Facebook watching that needs me?
Yeah, we've got Marie from Facebook that would love a message.
Okay. Oh, does she say what kind, or is it just a message?
I didn't
it
see
matter?
what kind. I don't think it
Okay, I'm just going to give a mediumship message then, if that's okay. Marie, I have a woman here in spirit, please. She feels like mother-like energy, could be grandmother, but I feel a very nurturing feeling with this energy. When she's coming through, please, she's telling me that she wants you to know that she's with you. She feels as though you don't feel her around you. And she really, really feels like she wants that connection. Okay, so she's in your space. She knows that there is a lot that's happened over the last little while for you, Marie, and she says that she feels as though your heart is feeling like it needs to be warmed, and she wants to warm it from you. And this is a woman who would have crossed over, please, from an illness. I do feel an illness. I don't feel ecky going to my chest, but I feel like I'm about to have like an allergic reaction. I don't feel it's my chest though. I feel like there is something to do with her breathing though, and when she crossed over, please, I feel as though she didn't have the closure she would have liked with everyone. So does Marie resonate with this at all? Can you find out? And so I just want to finish the message, please. This woman says that she feels that when when you can feel her love, even if you don't feel it at a conscious level, that she is providing you with the self-confidence and self-worth. And she says she knows that you get that from other people. She knows you do, but she feels powerful in giving that to you. She feels like she's doing something to benefit you. And I want to leave that with you. Okay. Anyone else? We'll do one more and then we've gone over time.
Yeah. We had Carol after Anna. If we have time, we've got a bunch more, but Carol
Okay.
was next.
We'll do one more and then we'll go from there. And what kind of message does she want, Lovey? She want a card? I'm going to pull a card because I'm kind of in that space.
Card, yeah, awesome.
Spirit of gratitude. I love this for you. I love this so much because it's an acknowledgement. So I hear a woman speaking to me, and when she's speaking to me, she is saying that she understands what this means. So she's saying to me that they're giving you gratitude for being open to all the stuff that's happening around you, to being the giver. You are a nurturer, you are a lover. Do you understand? You want people to be well, you want people to feel good at the expense of yourself sometimes. And they are so happy that you are opening up to that new space that is you, which is super important. And the gratitude aspect of it comes from that place of acknowledging who you are as a person. And the more powerful you become in yourself, the more the spirits are going to want to raise to the occasion with you, do more work with you. Also, you're going to see a sign tomorrow. There will be a sign. There's going to be, thank you. The woman is saying that when she's coming through, she's going to show you a bird, please. And she says the bird is going to show itself. And when it does, you'll know who you're talking to. You know exactly what she's talking about. And you will feel as though this was a message that resonated with you. Okay, everyone, I know there's a 1,000 people that want 1,000 messages. I mean, not that there's 1,000 people on here, but you get my point. What I'd like to say to you all is every message has a little something for everyone. There's a little something there that we can take. So I'm leaving this in your hands, and you are all able to assess those good vibes. Figure out who's vibing with you and who's not, because it will make you energetically feel amazing. Absolutely amazing. I know that when we work with spirit, when we open ourselves up, just to the idea that there's so much happening around us that we can access, when we open ourselves up to that, life has more joy. Life becomes easier. It really does. because we are sitting in this beautiful, powerful energy that's us. And everything else around us works with us. You control the narrative. You control your story. It's as simple as that. So I hope that some of you are I know some of you I can see here are joining us for the Power of Three. I want you guys to get hyped for what I'm bringing to the table. And Cynthia, I believe, is coming to the table with us. Marnie's coming to the table with us. There's going to be some really, really amazing things happen. Make it your year. Invest in yourself, guys. You're worth it. Absolutely, absolutely worth it. If you need me, you know where to find me. I will say this, though, and I'm kind of proud to say this. I am fully booked for February. My assistant sent me a message saying, stop taking manual readings. Like, stop. You have no spots left for anything. Personal, private. Tell everyone to book in March. So if you need me, I'm always here with a quick message in the Spirit Essence Collective, or, you know, I will never desert anyone just because I can't do a reading for you. I will always give you something. But yeah, we're good to go. So I love you all. You know it. Facebook friends, YouTube people who watch me, I am sure that you need to find me and come and do a Zoom with us so you see what it's like to be working with me, not just my cray online here. And I look forward to working with you all soon. Take care and have a good night.